When you open your eyes in the morning, the very first moments are more powerful than most people realize because they act as the foundation upon which the rest of the day will be built. The mind is like fresh soil at the break of dawn, ready to accept the seeds you choose to plant in it, whether those seeds are positive intentions, clarity, or the clutter of distraction. This is why successful people place such high value on their morning routines, because they know that how you begin determines how you carry yourself throughout the hours ahead. If the morning is filled with chaos, rushing, and reacting to external noise, then that spirit of disorder often follows you. But if the morning is filled with calm, focus, and purpose, then that energy flows into everything you do. The morning mindset is not about rigid rituals or complicated practices. It is about directing your attention to what matters most before the world has the chance to dictate your mood and decisions. Waking up early is often associated with this practice, not because of a magical hour, but because the early morning hours are quiet, undisturbed, and create the perfect environment for deep connection with yourself. It is a time when distractions are minimal, when emails and messages are not yet pulling you in different directions, and when your mind is fresh. Some people choose prayer or meditation during this time. Others write down their goals or journal their thoughts, while some may simply sit in silence to breathe deeply and find clarity. Regardless of the method, the intention remains the same: to align your thoughts with your values and your goals before stepping into the challenges of the day. The first thoughts you entertain when you wake up shape the narrative of your entire day. If your first action is grabbing your phone and scrolling through news, social media, or work demands, you begin the day reacting to the world instead of leading it. But when your first action is intentional, such as affirming gratitude, visualizing your goals, or simply reminding yourself of your purpose, you begin the day with leadership over your own mind. Success is not just about what you achieve externally. It is equally about how you manage your internal state, and the morning is the most effective time to set that foundation. In addition to mental clarity, a strong morning routine builds emotional resilience. Life will always present challenges, unexpected events, and stress. But when you start the day centered, you are better prepared to respond rather than react. Imagine the difference between walking into a meeting after spending your morning grounded and focused versus walking in after being rushed, stressed, and distracted. The quality of your presence changes, and with it, the quality of your performance. This is why so many leaders and high achievers guard their mornings carefully, treating them as sacred time that fuels their productivity and resilience. Even small practices, when done consistently, can create a massive impact over time. Writing down 3 things you are grateful for each morning rewires the brain toward positivity and abundance. Visualizing your goals reminds you why you are working and keeps your long-term vision alive. Spending even 10 minutes in silence before the rush of the day builds mental strength and focus. None of these practices require hours of effort, yet they multiply in power because they are repeated daily. Success is never about one giant act. It is about a collection of small, intentional acts, and the morning is the best place to begin stacking them. Your morning mindset also influences your decision-making. When your mind is scattered or anxious at the start of the day, you are more likely to make choices from a place of stress, which leads to mistakes and wasted energy. But when your mind is calm and directed, you make better choices, conserve energy, and focus only on what matters. This creates momentum that builds throughout the day, making it easier to stay disciplined and productive. Ultimately, the morning is not just a time of day, it is a tool for shaping the person you are becoming. Each sunrise offers an invitation to design your mindset intentionally instead of leaving it to chance. Whether you choose silence, gratitude, reading, writing, or exercise, the point is to claim ownership of your mornings and therefore claim ownership of your life. By doing so, you not only set yourself up for success in the hours ahead, but also for success in the long run, because a purposeful morning repeated daily becomes the foundation of a purposeful life. When it comes to building a life of success, physical health is often overlooked, yet it is the very engine that powers everything you do. Without energy, focus, and vitality, even the greatest dreams remain stuck in your imagination because your body does not have the strength to carry them into reality. Success is not only about mental toughness or strategic planning, it is equally about how well you care for the vessel that carries you every day. Your body and your mind are deeply connected, and if one is weak, the other is affected. This is why successful people take their health seriously, not out of vanity, but because they understand that health is the foundation of sustained achievement. One of the most important aspects of this is exercise. Moving your body daily is not simply about appearance. It is about creating energy, sharpening focus, and building resilience. Exercise releases chemicals in the brain that elevate your mood, reduce stress, and increase clarity. When you commit to physical movement every day, you are not only building strength, but also training discipline, and that discipline spills into every other area of your life. Even a short walk, a few stretches, or a quick workout in the morning can shift your state from sluggish to sharp, and that small shift can define how you show up to challenges and opportunities. Nutrition is another cornerstone of physical health that fuels success. What you put into your body directly influences your energy, mood, and ability to focus. Filling your body with junk food and empty calories leaves you drained, distracted, and sluggish, making it nearly impossible to operate at your full potential. On the other hand, nourishing your body with wholesome foods, staying hydrated, and eating with balance gives you steady energy throughout the day and helps you perform at a higher level. Food is not just fuel, it is also a form of self-respect, a daily decision to honor your body so it can support your goals. Rest is equally vital in the pursuit of success. Many people fall into the trap of glorifying constant hustle and sleepless nights, believing that exhaustion is a badge of honor. But without proper sleep and recovery, your mind becomes foggy, your body becomes weak, and your decisions suffer. True success is not about burning out. It is about sustaining energy and creativity over the long term. High achievers value their sleep as much as their work because they know that rest restores the body, resets the mind, and prepares them to face the next day with strength. A routine that ignores rest is a routine that leads to collapse, no matter how ambitious the goals may be. Caring for physical health is also a way of building confidence. When you exercise regularly, eat well, and give your body proper rest, you begin to feel stronger and more capable. This physical confidence translates into mental confidence, making you more decisive, more courageous, and more persistent in the face of challenges. It becomes easier to stand tall, speak with authority, and carry yourself with conviction because you know you are taking care of yourself from the inside out. Success is not only about external results, but also about the way you feel about yourself, and strong physical health nurtures a powerful sense of self-worth. The relationship between body and mind cannot be overstated. A tired body produces a restless mind, while a strong and healthy body creates space for clarity and creativity. Many people try to solve mental or emotional struggles without realizing that their physical habits are at the root. By moving more, eating better, and resting fully, you often unlock new levels of mental strength and emotional balance. When your physical state is elevated, your thoughts are clearer, your emotions are calmer, and your productivity rises naturally. Success is a marathon, not a sprint, and physical health is what allows you to stay in the race. The daily choices you make with your body either push you closer to your dreams or pull you further away from them. Exercise, nutrition, and rest are not luxuries, they are necessities. They form the foundation of your energy, your focus, and your discipline. When your body is strong, your mind is sharper, your spirit is stronger, and your actions become more consistent. Every decision to take care of your health is also a decision to take care of your future. The growth of the mind is one of the most powerful tools for building lasting success because everything you achieve externally is a reflection of what you cultivate internally. A strong and disciplined mind produces ideas, solutions, and strategies that open doors, while a neglected mind falls victim to distraction, fear, and limitation. Feeding your mind every single day is like sharpening a blade. It keeps you ready for the challenges and opportunities that life will present. If the body is the engine, then the mind is the driver, and without the right input and direction, even the most capable body cannot reach its destination. This is why mental growth must be a daily habit, not an occasional effort, because the information and inspiration you allow into your mind shape your perspective, your decisions, and ultimately your destiny. Every book you read, every podcast you listen to, every conversation you engage in becomes a building block in the structure of your thinking. Success depends heavily on the ability to think clearly, solve problems creatively, and make decisions with wisdom. And these abilities are developed by constantly learning and challenging your own perspective. When you expose your mind to new ideas, you expand your vision of what is possible. When you study the lives of those who have succeeded before you, you discover patterns, lessons, and principles that guide your own journey. The moment you stop learning, you stop growing. And the moment you stop growing, you begin to limit your potential. Mental growth also protects you against negativity and fear. The world is full of distractions, doubts, and voices that tell you what you cannot do. If you do not actively strengthen your mind with positive, uplifting, and empowering content, those voices begin to control you. But when you feed your mind with motivation, wisdom, and knowledge, you build a shield of confidence that keeps you moving forward despite obstacles. Every quote that inspires you, every story that fuels your determination, and every lesson that sharpens your skills becomes ammunition in the fight against self-doubt. Success is not given to those who have no fear. It belongs to those who have trained their minds to keep going even in the presence of fear. Another important aspect of mental growth is the practice of intentional reflection and writing. Taking time each day to write down your thoughts, your goals, and your challenges brings clarity that the mind often cannot achieve on its own. Writing allows you to process emotions, evaluate progress, and remind yourself of your vision. It transforms vague thoughts into clear direction, making it easier to align your actions with your purpose. Journaling or goal setting each day is not just a task. It is a practice of disciplining the mind to stay focused on what truly matters. Feeding your mind is not only about knowledge, but also about environment. The people you spend time with, the conversations you engage in, and the voices you allow around you influence the way you think. Surrounding yourself with positive, ambitious, and growth-oriented individuals strengthens your mindset, while spending too much time with negativity and complacency weakens it. Success is contagious when you are in the right environment, and failure is just as contagious when you are in the wrong one. Protecting your mind means protecting your space and being intentional about what you allow in. Mental growth also requires discipline with what you consume daily. Just as junk food damages the body, junk information damages the mind. Constant scrolling, negative news, and meaningless entertainment may provide short-term comfort but leave the mind dull, distracted, and unmotivated. Replacing these habits with uplifting books, educational videos, or thought-provoking conversations elevates your perspective and gives you tools that compound in value over time. The more you expose your mind to high-level thinking, the more naturally you begin to think at a higher level yourself. Ultimately, success is achieved first in the mind before it ever becomes reality in the physical world. Every invention, every business, every breakthrough, and every accomplishment was first an idea in someone's mind that was nurtured until it became real. By feeding your mind daily, you give yourself the power to imagine boldly, the wisdom to choose wisely, and the strength to persevere consistently. A growing mind never stays stuck because it is always seeking solutions, always finding new paths, and always pushing past limits. The more you feed and strengthen your mind, the more you equip yourself to create the life of success you desire. Focused work is one of the greatest distinguishing factors between people who achieve extraordinary success and those who remain stuck in constant business without meaningful progress. The truth is, it is not about how many hours you work, but about how effectively you use the hours you have. Every person on this planet has the same 24 hours in a day, yet the difference lies in how those hours are invested. Successful people understand that scattered attention leads to scattered results, while focused attention creates momentum and impact. To reach any significant goal, you must learn to prioritize, eliminate distractions, and direct your energy toward what truly matters. The first step in cultivating focused work is identifying priorities. Not all tasks carry the same weight, and not every activity deserves your energy. Too often, people fill their schedules with things that make them feel busy, but do not bring them any closer to their goals. The key is to separate the urgent from the important and to recognize which activities actually move the needle. By writing down the top 3 priorities for the day, you give your mind a clear target, and instead of scattering your energy across dozens of small, low-value tasks, you direct it toward what will create meaningful progress. Clarity of focus prevents you from being pulled in 100 directions and helps you measure success not by how much you did, but by how much impact you created. Distraction is the greatest enemy of focus, and in the modern world, distractions are everywhere. Notifications, messages, endless scrolling, and interruptions constantly compete for attention, pulling you away from deep and meaningful work. Each time you allow your attention to be hijacked, you lose time and momentum, and it takes energy to refocus. Successful people create environments where focus can thrive. This might mean turning off notifications, working in quiet spaces, or setting boundaries with people during critical hours. It is about protecting your attention like it is your most valuable resource, because it truly is. Every moment of distraction is a moment stolen from your future success. Another important aspect of focused work is learning the discipline of single tasking. Multitasking often feels productive, but it divides your energy and reduces the quality of your results. When you dedicate yourself fully to one task at a time, you not only finish faster, but also at a higher level of excellence. Deep work, where you are fully immersed and undisturbed, allows you to produce at a level that shallow, distracted effort never can. The discipline to give one task your full attention until it is complete is a skill that separates high performers from average performers. Focused work also requires energy management, not just time management. Even if you plan your day well, if you do not have the energy to execute, your productivity suffers. Paying attention to your natural rhythms and aligning your most important work with your peak energy hours can significantly boost results. For some people, mornings are their most creative time, while for others, afternoons bring the most clarity. By working with your body and mind instead of against them, you maximize the quality of your output. The habit of focus builds over time through consistency. Each time you choose to eliminate distractions and give your full attention to meaningful work, you strengthen your ability to focus longer and deeper. Just like a muscle, focus grows with practice. In the beginning, it may be difficult to resist the pull of distractions, but over time, your mind learns to settle into deep work more easily. This habit compounds into massive success because what you achieve in 1 hour of focused effort often outweighs what others achieve in several hours of scattered activity. Focused work is also about alignment with purpose. When you know why you are working on something, focus becomes easier to sustain. Tasks that are meaningless drain energy, but tasks that connect to your vision and goals ignite energy. By constantly reminding yourself of the bigger picture, you give your work context and meaning, which keeps you disciplined even when the tasks themselves are difficult. Alignment turns work from a burden into a stepping stone, and that perspective shift fuels motivation. Ultimately, focused work transforms not only what you achieve, but also who you become. It develops patience, discipline, and resilience. It forces you to say no to what does not matter so you can say yes to what does. It trains your mind to resist distraction and strengthens your ability to finish what you start. Success is not built on endless activity. It is built on consistent, intentional, and focused work that compounds day after day. Each moment of focus is an investment in the future, and every hour spent on what truly matters becomes a brick laid in the foundation of lasting success. Consistency and discipline are the quiet forces that separate temporary effort from lasting achievement. Many people begin with excitement, fueled by motivation and bursts of inspiration, but when the emotions fade, so does their effort. The difference with those who succeed at the highest levels is that they show up even when they don't feel like it. They understand that results are not created by what you do occasionally, but by what you do repeatedly. Consistency turns small actions into powerful habits, and discipline ensures those habits continue even in the face of obstacles or boredom. Together, they form the backbone of success because they allow you to keep moving forward when others have given up. Discipline is not about punishment or harsh restrictions. It is about training yourself to act in alignment with your goals rather than your impulses. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you strengthen your ability to take control of your future. For example, waking up early to work on your goals when you would rather sleep is not just about that one morning. It is about sending a message to yourself that your vision matters more than temporary comfort. Over time, these choices compound, and the person who chooses discipline repeatedly will always surpass the one who chooses convenience. Consistency is the partner of discipline. It is the daily repetition of the right actions, even when progress feels slow or invisible. Success is rarely the result of one big leap. It is the result of countless small steps taken consistently over time. Going to the gym once will not make you strong, but going regularly for months will transform your body. Reading one page of a book may not change your mindset, But reading daily for years will expand your thinking beyond recognition. Writing one paragraph may not create a bestseller, but writing daily builds the discipline that eventually produces a finished book. Consistency transforms effort into achievement, and without it, even the best plans remain unfinished. One of the greatest challenges of consistency is monotony. Repetition can feel dull, and many people quit because they crave excitement and quick results. But the truth is, mastery is built in the repetition of small, often boring tasks. Athletes practice the same drills every day. Musicians repeat the same scales. And entrepreneurs work through countless routines that seem ordinary but are essential. The willingness to embrace repetition with patience is what creates breakthroughs. When you stay consistent long enough, the results eventually compound in ways that seem extraordinary to those who only saw the final product, not the daily discipline that built it. Another key aspect of consistency and discipline is accountability. It is easy to make excuses when no one is watching, but when you hold yourself to a standard or have others who keep you accountable, you are more likely to remain consistent. This can come from mentors, peers, or even personal systems like tracking your progress. The simple act of checking off a task daily creates momentum and builds confidence. Each completed action reinforces the belief that you are capable of following through, and this self-belief becomes fuel for even greater discipline. Consistency also builds trust, both with yourself and with others. When you repeatedly show up and follow through, you begin to trust your own word. You stop doubting whether you will take action because you have a proven record of doing so. Others begin to trust you as well, recognizing you as someone reliable, dependable, and committed. This trust opens opportunities, strengthens relationships, and builds a reputation that becomes just as valuable as the skills you are developing. Discipline and consistency also help you overcome obstacles. Challenges and setbacks are inevitable, but when you have trained yourself to keep going no matter what, difficulties become temporary rather than permanent roadblocks. The disciplined person does not quit because of inconvenience or discomfort. They adapt, adjust, and keep moving forward. Consistency ensures that even in difficult times, progress continues, and each small step eventually adds up to recovery and success. In the end, consistency and discipline create freedom. By training yourself to follow through on commitments, you free yourself from the control of laziness, distraction, and inconsistency. You no longer depend on fleeting motivation because you have built habits that operate automatically. Success becomes predictable, not because of luck, but because of the repeated actions that guarantee results. Every small choice to stay disciplined, every daily act of consistency lays a brick in the foundation of your future, and those bricks eventually build the life you once only dreamed of. Reflection and gratitude are two practices that give meaning to your journey towards success and keep you aligned with your true purpose. While working hard, chasing goals, and pushing forward are essential, it is just as important to pause and look back at what has been accomplished, what can be improved, and what deserves appreciation. Reflection allows you to measure your growth and learn from your experiences, while gratitude keeps you grounded and prevents you from being consumed by constant striving. Together, they form a powerful balance between ambition and contentment, helping you move forward with clarity and peace rather than stress and dissatisfaction. Reflection is the practice of reviewing your day, your actions, and your results with honesty and awareness. Without reflection, it is easy to fall into patterns of business without progress, repeating the same mistakes and never truly growing. When you take time at the end of each day to ask yourself questions like, what did I do well today? Where could I have done better? And what did I learn from my experiences? You create space for continuous improvement. Reflection transforms daily activities into lessons and prevents wasted effort. It helps you recognize patterns of behavior, both good and bad, so you can reinforce what works and adjust what doesn't. One of the greatest benefits of reflection is clarity. Success can feel overwhelming when you are caught up in endless tasks and pressures, but pausing to reflect helps you step back and see the bigger picture. It allows you to measure whether your daily actions are aligned with your long-term vision, or if you have drifted off track. With reflection, you become intentional about your growth rather than leaving it to chance. You begin to notice small wins that you might have overlooked and recognize opportunities for improvement that you might have ignored. This awareness gives you the power to make better decisions moving forward. Gratitude works hand in hand with reflection by shifting your focus from what you lack to what you already have. In the pursuit of success, it is easy to fall into the trap of always wanting more, always chasing the next milestone, and never feeling satisfied. Gratitude interrupts that cycle by reminding you of the blessings, opportunities, and progress that already exist in your life. Taking a few moments each day to acknowledge what you are thankful for cultivates a sense of abundance rather than scarcity. It builds a positive mindset that fuels resilience because when you are grateful, you are less likely to be discouraged by setbacks and more likely to see challenges as stepping stones. Practicing gratitude also improves relationships. When you make a habit of appreciating the people around you, your family, friends, colleagues, mentors, you strengthen bonds and build trust. Success is rarely a solo journey, and expressing gratitude toward those who support and encourage you creates an environment of positivity and collaboration. Gratitude not only changes how you see your life, but also how others experience you. People are naturally drawn to those who appreciate them, and this opens doors to new opportunities and deeper connections. Reflection and gratitude also work as powerful tools against stress. In a world filled with constant pressure and comparison, taking time to reflect and give thanks calms the mind and brings peace. Reflection helps you release the weight of mistakes by learning from them, and gratitude helps you release the weight of dissatisfaction by focusing on blessings. Together, they keep you balanced, preventing burnout and keeping you motivated to continue the journey without losing yourself in the process. Another important aspect of these practices is how they shape your mindset for the future. Reflection equips you with lessons that guide your next steps, and gratitude builds the optimism needed to pursue those steps with energy and faith. When you look back with learning and look around with thankfulness, you move forward with confidence. You stop measuring your worth only by achievements and start valuing the process, understanding that success is not just about the destination, but also about who you become along the way. Incorporating reflection and gratitude into your daily routine does not require hours of time. It can be as simple as writing down 3 things you are grateful for each day and spending 5 minutes journaling about what you learned. Over time, these small practices compound, changing the way you think, act, and respond to life. They transform your perspective from one of constant striving and dissatisfaction to one of growth, appreciation, and balance. Reflection ensures that your actions are purposeful, while gratitude ensures that your heart remains humble and content, creating a foundation for both success and fulfillment